Here we go, BTC fight fans. The following contest is being brought to you by Niji's Natural Medicine and Best Western Plus Waterfront Hotel of Windsor. This is a catchweight contest at 160 pounds. Introducing your fighters. First, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks, trimmed in red and white. Standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, he weighed in at 160 pounds. He comes to the cage representing Titans MMA in District 34. With a record of 5 wins and 2 losses, with 2 of those big wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of and representing Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, ladies and gentlemen, here is Adam Hazelton. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks trimmed in purple. Standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, he weighed in at 159 pounds. He comes to the BTC cage representing Burlington Training Center and Carabella. With a record of 8 wins, 5 losses, and 1 draw, with 1 of those wins coming by way of submission and 3 big wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of and representing Hamilton, Ontario, ladies and gentlemen, here is handsome Scott Hudson! Referee Matthew Rocca with fight instruction. Ladies and gentlemen, this BTC 160-pound catchweight contest will be decided in 3 rounds.
Hazelton in the blue corner, Hudson in the red. John Ramdeen, Josh Hill, Robin Black, cage side.
Those punches Hudson's throwing there, just getting his arms moving.
Yep. Hudson, mobile.
Just trying to get Hazelton to keep resetting too.
A rangefinder.
It is the first time Hazelton is fighting outside of the Maritimes. Is there such thing as a home turf advantage? Is that a real thing?
I can be, definitely. I think some guys, they rise to the occasion. They love having the crowd behind them, and some guys, it's a little bit too much pressure, and they kind of buckle under it. But
it can be a disadvantage, yeah.
Can be, yep.
The pressure. This just working that jab and just keeping it going, keeping traffic there is a really good idea.
Nice
good
time.
choice by Hazelton. Hazelton spotted something was coming, and he looked for an uppercut, but Hudson puts him down.
Hudson very close to his corner.
Yeah. So Rory wants his knees off the mat. Yeah. And you see Rory's asking for specific things about where he puts his thighs to stop the hips from being able to move. Yeah, that one wakes you up.
An abusive blow.
Yeah. Rory is not a rude character, but he will also say certain things to make sure that Hazelton hears it.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's that mental warfare. If you're right in the opposition's corner, kind of take away your confidence.
Big time.
Well, based on what we just saw with that one strike that landed, you would imagine, let's just keep doing that.
Big time.
And away as you see Hudson doing to the ribs.
As long as you're throwing shots and moving, they're going to let you be here. So each one doesn't have to, be earth-shattering. Yeah, it just needs to exist. It just needs to happen. So we reset that little mental clock and we keep working.
That's it.
I liked Adam's choice there. But when you make that space, you got to get up right away.
That's kind of what you guys were talking about before, about up kicks, that sometimes you have a split second to react.
Yep. It's something else we were looking at there. Look at the thigh squeezing inside of that hip bone. Like the guy on the bottom wants to move his hips out, make a hole for his hip to go in like that. But now that space allowed Scott to pass to half guard.
And I would expect if you're Scott Hudson, if the fight plays out like this for the rest of the The duration, we're good.
Look, he's feeding the hand again. See exactly what Vlad did.
He's going for the Khabib.
Yeah, exactly what Vlad did. This is...
It's something they work on at Parabellum all the time. It's such a horrible position to be in when you get stuck there. You kind of feel helpless. You kind of just have to be a fish out of water and just go for broke and try to get out of there.
Yeah, and Scott now will have a free left hand. And there it is.
What's the fix? What's the solution to that?
To be honest, the
Don't be
solution
there.
is, don't. The solution starts long before we get here. There's sort of an inventory that your brain is doing, algorithms it's running, of things that it can't allow to happen. And that has to be one of them. And so as much as you guys are training it all the time, besides the fact that Scott Hudson and Vlad, we are showing this, they're also aware of it because you're training it on each other. Right. So it's hard for them to get caught in it now as well. So you don't just learn to do the technique, but you learn constantly by training it with each other to be aware of it and become something that you just don't allow to happen.
Hazelton having a very difficult time.
Hazelton's got to get to his butt and his back on the cage, get his feet underneath him here. He's going to be stuck here the whole round if he doesn't improve his position.
Half guard can really lie to you. Like you start to feel like you're safe, you know? That shin across the hip here can make space, but then you have to put that right foot down and get up.
Randy Couture made a living out of that, sitting people's half guard and just pounding away.
Yeah. And it's not a bad way to make a living.
No.
I loved it.
Yeah.
There's an elbow.
And you fatigue a guy, and now he's protecting himself instead of making good choices.
Hudson with a furious attack.
30 seconds left. He wants to keep that right hand free. Now he's going to feed the other way, the Khabib to the other side, and he'll keep his right hand free. It's a little cut on the forehead.
Again with his back up.
That uppercut under the armpit is a vicious shot.
Hudson going to town, but Hazelton getting back to his feet. A one-sided dominant round for a handsome Scott Hudson, but Hazelton will live to fight another round. Little wobbly. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You felt that. Good on him. Get up and go back. Hudson early here does exactly what he wanted to do. So at the last second, these are fight finishing moments. When a guy's committed to getting up and very little else, there's openings there.
What are the positives if you're Hazelton? Do you look at it as, it was all his round, he doled out the punishment, but I took it?
I remember having my coach look at me and say, you took his best shots. And that is something.
Yeah.
You know, it really is something. It's like, in theory, we can at least explore from, it won't get worse than that.
Right,
You're still here.
Yeah. Fastest he's going to be.
Exactly.
You're still there, you still got a chance to win.
And in theory, he was at his strongest. However, when you're in sick shape and you've been on top the whole time and you just had that minute, actually the beginning of the second round could be just as bad. Let's be truthful here. So uppercut is what I'm watching for. If I'm Scott's guys, a right uppercut. He wants to catch him coming in. Yeah,
there
see,
it is.
Hudson fluid.
So it's hard to think in a fight anyways, but it's even harder when you took a lot of shots. And there is, the uppercut, it can't be an all or nothing choice there. So that's actually a mistake there for Scott, and really nice here for Adam Hazelton. You don't have to stay on top here for your Hazelton. You can consciously think mostly about striking if you like, because this is what can happen.
Hazelton apologizing.
Last gentlemen.
Scott wasn't, Hudson didn't apologize for elbowing him in the face early. So we can say Adam Hazelton is the nicer man of the two. Scott may be more handsome, but Hazelton is the nicer gentleman.
And there was a number of good opportunities there for Hazelton, but he just could not capitalize, and now it's Hudson back in a familiar position.
So he's going to feed the hand. No, this time he's not. He's coming up high to elbow instead.
He's going to take mount.
So
there's the mount.
If you keep feeding something and it works and a guy starts reacting to it, it gives you a different doorway.
Exactly.
And he just took it, and this is bad. This is real bad. Good work here by Hazelton. Very good work. Watch the right knee here. Watch the right knee to the head. It's tough to get the angle, but if you get your hips back, no, it's not.
Nice knee by.
Yeah.
And a big knee to the jaw.
Nice level
for
change.
Hudson.
Look how committed Hudson, and knee low, turns him into the hole.
Nice double leg.
You just create a little hole to put him into. Credit Hazelton, man. He's never been in with a guy of this level. He's had great fights on the regional scene, and he's hanging in here. He's showing he wants to be in this fight.
Hudson trying his best to make it a rough ride.
Ooh, that just missed.
Coach has told Hudson the guard is open if you want to pass, but Hudson feels super stable here.
I mean, if you feel comfortable there and you're landing damage, just sit there all day.
Yeah.
Tito Ortiz did it for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong if it's working. So he's looked at using the shin to trap the right arm right there. Watch the shin. He'll try to place it on that forearm. No, gives it up.
Hazelton getting back to that closed guard, climbing up high. Hudson still controlling. Thinking about his options.
The legs here, they're open, and it's just from there. That's a little better. You want to make some type of ability to make space or pull him in. I mean, where you don't want Scott Hudson is here. You want him either all the way pulled down so you're chest to chest with him, or you want him really far away from you. But this is where you don't want him. And so you have to use your legs and your hips and all your tools to try to achieve one or both of those.
A powerful elbow lands for Hudson.
Watch your fingers.
We're looking for an elbow here.
Corner calling for a can opener, hips in. He's going to try to grab the back of his head, bring his hips in and posture up, and then look for an elbows over top.
Yeah, nice.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Nice job by Hazelton to create space.
So that can opener, which is pulling on the back of the head, it'll get the legs to open. Once upon a time, you just used it to open the guard. Then people stopped using it because you got armbarred.
Yep.
And then now you don't stop using the weapon because you get armbarred. You just shut the hips down, and then instead of opening them, you elbow him over the top. You arc down the elbow. He's still considering trying to trap that right arm behind the back.
Another vicious elbow.
There's the shin over the arm. He pulled it out, but it was there for a bit.
Nice elbow there.
And if you are in the corner of Scott Hudson, you must be thrilled with the way this round has transpired. Or really the fight at this point.
So Scott didn't have anything there, and the corner literally said, take a break, Scotty, because you got a minute, but it could be a minute and 15. If you use these 15 seconds to judge, there's nothing there for us, there's no submission, there's no free, we're going to work really hard to get an arm out to elbow him. Let's just take that time and take some breaths.
It's just smart, right? You know you're not going to finish him in this last 15 seconds. So
or hurt him.
Or hurt him.
Yeah.
And what about body language? When you look at the two, you see Hazelton with his arms draped on the cage, whereas Hudson really looks fairly fresh considering two rounds under his belt. I know they're all tired. Everybody's tired at this stage. But
oh, God, which guy would you rather be, though?
I think it's just an indication of how this fight is going.
Yeah.
Hazelton's hanging tough. He's got one round to make some magic happen, but it's been a one-sided beatdown.
Is there a point where you get desperate, where you start doing things kind of out of character?
That's kind of, you got to risk it. If you're down 2 rounds, you're going to lose anyway. Why not try to make some magic happen?
Yeah, what are you going to do? Hold back and get taken down, or let it out and get taken down? I mean, at least if we went for it. Because we know this guy, that Scott knows he can take him down now.
Hudson looking for that front kick to the face. Modified oblique kick. Nice shot to the body. Hudson seems to have the faster reaction time.
Nice.
Great choice.
Looking for the choke.
You go high elbow here if you can.
And got him.
Tap.
Hudson taking advantage of the exhausted Adam Hazelton.
Nice guillotine win by Scott Hudson there.
This is round 3. So you see there's so much weight on that left foot as you're throwing the right hand, and you just kick the post out. And here just had him tight, and you're right. Would you have got that in the first minute? Maybe not. But now you can't breathe. You got blood in your nose. You can't see, and it's there, and you feel it closing, and you know you're done. So Scott didn't love his performance last time, BTC 4. You got to think he liked it better this time.
I think so.
Absolutely.
When you look at the minutes or the seconds of who was controlling, it really feels like Scott was controlling 98% of that fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, please, for both of the fighters in this cage. Your tap-out came at 25 seconds of the 3rd round for your winner by guillotine submission, handsome Scott Hudson.
Great fight, gentlemen. Let's hear for both these two fighters. Handsome Scott, how are you?
How are you?
Doing good, brother. The last time we talked to you, it was a tough fight. You felt tight. Here, you just look loose, like you were just running this show. Did you feel good?
Yeah, it's just another day in the office. I really wanted to come out and be along behind my jab and not rush any games, take my opportunities. When they came, and if that's wrestling, it's wrestling. And if it's, I see another opening, then I'm not going to force it, but I'm going to, do what I should do.
He was tough, very, very tough. Like a lot of grit, a lot of heart. It looked like he was going to be very difficult to finish, but you wore him down enough. The little blood in the nose, tough to breathe. It's a little easier to get that choke down.
Yeah, he was really, really strong from the get-go. I could feel the strength. He's a big boy, so I knew that even on top, it was kind of hard to solidify positions. He was doing enough not to get badly hurt on the ground, but it was difficult. Yeah.
So who do you got to thank? You had a great performance in here. You should go celebrate. You earned a really nice one here. Who do you have to thank?
So I just want to thank all my coaches, Lyndon, Chris Brickett, Luby Shasta, Gordon McDonald, all of my training partners, all of my teammates at Burlington Training Center and Parabellum MMA. I want to thank Irene Starr for giving me this platform. And my dad is at home in the hospital with pneumonia, so this one was for him.
Could he be watching tonight?
He's watching right now.
All right, Scott, congratulations, great fight. Let's hear for handsome Scott Hudson.
An outstanding victory. Give a shout out to Mr. Hudson, who's probably thrilled